Hello and welcome to my channel, Inviting Possibilities Tarot. My name's Rochelle and I'm doing a reading for water signs, Cancer, Scorpio, and Pisces in all placements. It is timeless and general, so take it resonates, leave what doesn't. Getting some prosperity dust on the table. Bringing in the prosperity. Yes, we're going to see. We're just going to see what comes out. I'm going to start with a couple of angel cards. Willingness. Willingness to do the things you don't feel like doing. Looks like she's doing the dishes. The angel. Possibly cooking. I've said a few times, cooking is not my favorite. I'd be much happier doing the dishes than cooking. I do both though, so it's all right. Spontaneity. Yeah. Got some kind of martial arts thing. It's like one of those come at me. Sparring or something. Let's see. Willingness to be spontaneous. There's I don't know, spontaneity is one of those things that I really appreciate being spontaneous. I'm not always the most spontaneous person, but when I am able to be, when the situation arises, I'm like, yeah, this is fun. It's like it's a little shake up, doing something you didn't expect. So anyway, let's let's dive into the wisdom of the oracle and see what this has to say. Exchanging gifts, 27. All that glitters in reverse, 16. And the fates in reverse, 17. Excuse me, hang on. So there's a situation here where you were sharing of yourself. You know your value, you know what you have to offer. Someone was giving back. It seemed like an equal exchange, and maybe it started out that way. But then you saw underneath someone, it was actually a facade, or yeah, somebody was presenting themselves as more than they were. I mean, it could even be where you were taken in by someone because they look good on paper, they look good in person. They had all the things. They were cute, they were this, they were that. But it turns out that it was only surface. And this was something that was meant to happen, even though there's a part of you that's like, why God, why universe? Like, mm, not you weren't happy about this. Maybe you're dealing with this in the present, and you're just kind of like, what happened here? How did I get so duped by this shiny thing? And it happened because there's some lesson in it. It was meant to happen, even though It's one of those uncomfortable lessons, painful lessons. Yeah, let's get some cards from the Heart's Hidden Secrets. Divine Feminine, Yin and Feminine Energy, Breaking Point, Limit, Final Straw, and Overwhelmed. There it is. Only You, Devoted, Attached, and Crave. Yeah, you really devoted yourself to someone here. Now you could, okay, so this divine feminine, um, of course, it's just an energy. Everyone embodies feminine and masculine. So you could identify more as a feminine, lean more into that energy, or you could be dealing with someone here who's who's more in their feminine. But either way, there was a breaking point here. There was something that um, somebody saw beneath the surface, saw with who they were actually dealing with. Final straw. This is like a series of things that that happened, that came up, that I feel like you kept giving allowances to this person, thinking, oh, yeah, making excuses for them, just like, especially when you are initially drawn to someone, when they show you that they're a certain way, you want to believe them, even though then they start, the mask slips, they start showing you something else, and you're like, but wait, but I thought you were this other thing. And this came up for fire signs yesterday, where there's the fantasy of who we want someone to be. And when that fantasy starts to crumble, it's it's disconcerting, it's jarring. And so we hang on longer than maybe we could or should. and and it's, yeah, you've gotten to a point. Yeah, this either has happened already and is already in the past, or you're in the process of working this out. I mean, it could be coming up too, but just remember everyone's on a different timeline. So let me go with the Osho Zen Tarot. Osho Zen Tarot. You were really devoted to this person, but were they devoted to you? I'm thinking not. Two of Fire, possibilities. Nine of Fire, exhaustion. The Fool, Aries energy. Got some serious fire here. Yeah, there's a lot of passion, a lot of chemistry here, but you started having to look at y- you you hit your breaking point, right? You saw underneath something was not as shiny as it seemed. The shine started to wear off, and you started to see that maybe there's another direction. Maybe there's something else. You had to kind of, you've been having to detach yourself because of feeling so exhausted. You put a lot of work and effort into this connection. And connection situation. It doesn't necessarily like it feels kind of romantic, with the only you, but this could be a job, this could be some kind of project you were working on that seemed, I feel like there's some kind of collaboration here with someone, however that was. And you put a lot of effort in to make something work, to build something up, but it was like you ended up being the only one um doing anything. Maybe maybe you yeah, it's like you kind of came to a point where you were like, okay, this has been really tough on me. Were you dealing with someone who was like a robot? Because we have this person, who's like hanging out inside this robot. Were you feeling like you had to be a robot, an automaton? The Jamiroquai song just popped in my head. Um, Whatever this is, it's like you were kind of gradually being taken down a notch every so often, to the point. I mean, this guy, he's got patches on his clothing, like exhaustion, like just not having time for oneself, not even having the resources because everything is going into something to make it work. And it really, it's like it really depleted you. And it makes sense why you were like, okay, what else is out there? Like there's not much left for me. How do I cut my losses? Or what new direction do I go in? And there's a determination here. You're like, well, I made it this far. I am I'm going to drop all the gear, drop all the stuff, all the weight, the heaviness, and I'm just going to follow the beauty. This guy is holding a bouquet. He's not even paying attention to where he's going. And you're like, I'm ready to move in another direction. Something was presented to you, some kind of new path, and you had a choice. You've been given a choice, you had a choice, and you were like, well, this is a pretty easy choice because I'm over here exhausted. I'm basically at my wit's end. I'm going to go in a new direction. Take a leap of faith and not worry about. I mean, it's like you all it feels like you're kind of thinking to yourself, I have nothing left to lose. F it. Why not? I want to follow the beauty. I want to go towards what looks good, what feels good, not just what is shiny, but what is actually legitimately beautiful inside and out, right? CJ Brooks, Facts and Receipts. Hello. Thanks for being here. And Mojo Tarot too. Good morning. All right. So, yeah, this is very interesting. I'm gonna go with my science tarot. So we've got the Six of Magnifying Glasses, which is Pentacles, geothermal. They put yellow on white. That is okay. One problem I have with this deck. Ace of Magnifying Glasses, formation. Two of Magnifying Glasses, antimatter. Antimatter? However you say it. Tomato, tomato. um, So here you are taking a leap of faith. And it's because you've been presented with a situation that is much more in line with who you are and your value, what you have to give. There's a reciprocal energy here. There's a new opportunity. This feels like right away it feels much better than what you were dealing with before because I keep being drawn to so we looking at this image here. The cat has a little piece of confetti in its hand. And normally, I mean, this card isn't in reverse. So it was like, the cat, the confetti is important to the cat. That's what it has to offer because it gets enjoyment out of the confetti. However, the fairy here is offering a star. And it's like, was the exchange equal? Maybe at the time you were like, oh, that's so sweet. They're giving me something that's meaningful and important to them. But honestly, to you, you're like, what am I going to do with a piece of confetti? Like, I don't know. There was something about you weren't getting what you were giving, right? And so here you are taking a leap of faith after having gone through something really difficult, but you've come out the other side. You're still standing. I'm still standing. So yeah, so you've got this new reciprocal connection with somebody in some situation, and there's this brand new opportunity. Formation, something new is forming here, has formed, and there's this there's this balance. It's like there's because of this reciprocal energy, there's much more of a like um it's the yin and yang. We've got the yin here. It's like you've met your counterpart. You've got the yang coming in. Ooh. There was I don't know if you heard it, a confirmation there. Um and there's a it's like it's an ability to juggle. So let's say this is it's a new opportunity that's coming your way in terms of a side hustle or a job or something like that, but it's like it's so new that you can't leave your job yet. And so you're having to kind of juggle the two things. But it's something that gives back to you so much that it's not a difficult kind of thing to do. It because you are being supported. Something is coming in and supporting you in ways that you couldn't support yourself. Yeah, there's yeah, I don't know that I'm saying that right, but anyway, looks really good. Okay, so get some moonology cards. The answers you need are coming. Full moon in Gemini, which happens in Sagittarius season. The answers you need are coming. Emotions are running high. Super moon. You and your loved ones are safe. New moon in Cancer. Hmm. This is very emotional for you because you're finally things are finally falling into place in a way they never did before. Something is happening, possibly very quickly. Willingness to be spontaneous. There's something about you and your loved ones are safe. It's like you're meant to take a leap of faith and be spontaneous to go in this new direction. And it could be kicking up some fear, uh because of what you've been through in the past, but it can also be like really exciting. And there's a whole bunch of emotions coming in. That could be a part of what this two of pentacles is about too. Kind of different thoughts about things, kind of having to come to terms or go back and forth between like fear and excitement. It's a very similar feeling in the body, but the answers you need are coming. It's like things are falling into place, like I said, and you are safe. You and your loved ones, you and somebody here, you're safe to take a leap of faith, and you're feeling excited. Okay, so what? Oh, I know. I want to get some cards from, I can grab them. Wisdom, ugh, Wisdom of the House of Night. And there's Redbeard. Hello. Summon lucky number 13. Working your magic? Manifesting something? The Warrior, number 2. Okay. Listening, Kramisha, 23. Two, 3. Okay, so this says she's reading a book, and it says darkness does not always equate to evil. Light does not always bring good. Listening. This makes me think of this antimatter. Antimatter? How do we say it? It's like so you have summoned or are in the process of summoning a warrior. Now, this could be someone who is a literal warrior, someone who's very strong and maybe they do some kind of fighting or something. But this can also be someone who is kind of more of a spiritual warrior, someone who's like very strong, but like the strong silent type I'm getting because of the listening here. Someone who is they are very comfortable in the darkness. In your darkness? Because the yin, typically the feminine is typically the darkness, the yang is the light. It's like you're the antimatter and this person is the matter. They and you two come in and support each other. There's something about okay, one of the other things that's coming to me is though this warrior can also be your own spirit, your own inner warrior, the masculine that's coming in to balance out the feminine. That could be a part of what this two of magnifying glasses is about as well. This antimatter. It's like learning to listen to another part of yourself. that you had kind of been ignoring, leaning away from. Now it's like coming in. And this could be somebody who is reflecting this growth in you. It is. It's about growth and change and embracing the different parts of yourself. You need the darkness. It's a part. It's darkness and the light support one another. Okay, so let's see. Um, let me get some cards from the Gateway of Light activation. Interesting. I wonder when the new moon in Cancer happens. You say in June. I don't know if the new moon in Cancer will be in June or not, but that we have the new moon in Cancer here. So CJ, possibly you'll get your answer. June 9th. Whoa. Oh, Mars retrograde in Cancer too. Interesting. Okay, so what do we have here? Venusian. Yeah, sorry. Venusian Galactic Council, star being guides, answer the call, time to shine. After coming into balance with someone within yourself, also, you're being guided, you're being called to take this leap of faith. It's time to shine. It's time to summon the warrior, the inner warrior. Pleiadian activation, coming together, harmony in the heavens, resolution. See, coming together. There it is. You are coming together. Excuse me. And apparently, losing your voice. Resolution. Something is resolving within yourself here. It's like in this person's presence, you feel like I feel like whatever this is that you were dealing with over here, somebody was vying for the spotlight. They were taking up as much of the spotlight as they could and left you kind of in the shadows. And now in this new coming together, this new connection, now you are being allowed to shine because it's like you're being given your place in the spotlight. You allow each other to take turns. There is harmony between. There is that balance. Sacred inner space, sacral chakra, tenderness and sensuality. All right. Okay, if this is a romantic situation, there's a lot of sweetness here, and there's also a lot of like mm, s- spending a lot of time together, exploring one another. But it's this very tender energy. It's like really honoring one another, really recognizing each other's value and worth, being on an equal level. Wow, it's amazing. All right. Um, okay, where am I? I want. What do I want? Let me get some cards from the Elemental Oracle. Indeed, a lot of shadow work. So true, Mojo Tarot. Shadow work does pay off. Oh, and there's Linda. Hello. Oh my gosh, this is awesome. We've got South and Adventure, number 2. Triple twos on the table, by the way, with 2 of fire, 2 of magnifying glasses. Going south to the great unknown. Yeah, see, you're heading off on an adventure. Are you going somewhere? This person is walking into a portal with their little red umbrella. This card came up for, I'm not going to remember, either earth signs or air signs. And then we have snow and silence, 34. Are you traveling somewhere where it's snowy? And then we have pressure and transformation, 26. Ah, I see. So this could be just speaking to the internal journey that you are on, have been on, where you're like, okay, I'm going in a new direction. And for a period of time, this is a solo journey. This is you kind of spending time on your own. There's seemingly no growth, but there's a lot happening under the surface. There's everything is dormant for a time because of needing to rest, to heal. This could be too where it's like you're feeling ready to go on a new adventure, but you have to wait until the come on, brain, the situation is right. Because there's this huge transformation that is happening. There's a lot of pressure here, through going on this journey. This speaks to that shadow work you guys were talking about. Yeah, for some of us in the northern hemisphere, we are dealing with conditions like this. This could be speaking to where you're at now. Maybe you're like, oh, I want to leave behind the snowy conditions and go to where it's warm. But ultimately, this transformation, this is, the pressure, this is, how a diamond is made under just so much pressure. But then what comes out is something that's so beautiful and strong. Yeah, okay. I want to get some cards from the Spirit Animal Oracle. Dear Spirit, bring a gentle touch. Number 18. Be Spirit, sweet results await. That's right. Number 7. looking at my numbers. Yeah, 7 and 34 tweet results await after this period of dormancy. Hawk spirit, let spirit be your guide, 32. Which listening is 23. Both break down to a 5. Listen to those internal nudges. Because spirit, source, God, the universe speaks to you through your intuition. Also, pay attention to signs, symbols, the things around you that just line up. It's what I've been calling real world magic. It's hard for me to say real world. I have to say it very yeah. But yeah, let spirit be your guide. You are being guided in a new direction. You're it's like you're being given a very strong nudge. And the aces are like it's a gift from the universe, from spirit. It's like, here you go. Take this with you and multiply it. It's a little boost. Yeah. So it's about trusting ultimately. Having faith that you are going in the right direction. And it's like, and as you go, you just like more and more things line up, especially I'm noticing too tenderness, bring a gentle touch, like your own. This is about you being tender with yourself, with others in general. There's something that has been softened within you in a very good way. It's like in some ways you've been hardened, but like as a diamond, is created, but then there's this tenderness and this softness because of what you've been through. You've developed This is you developing a sense of compassion and care, and yeah, like really acknowledging your own self, like what you've been through, um and that you are strong, you're resilient, and there's somebody who is going to be or is already reflecting this back to you. So, okay. I'm going to pick some cards from the Radical Abundance deck. Respect. I think I might have said that already, but yeah, respect is huge here. It's respect for yourself, respect for others. Someone respects you, and this bird is holding an egg. There's something that is being worked on. That is, there's a new opportunity. This is speaking to this Ace of Magnifying Glasses. This formation, something is in the works. Diversity. They're playing all together. Each one on their own makes a certain sound. All together, they make music. Well, it's all music, but they all together they create harmony. This is why diversity is so important, because everyone brings a different element to the table. It is that idea of synergy. The whole is greater than the sum of its parts. Everyone sounds good on their own, but all together, it's like, next level. And cheer. Love it. Yeah, there's so much happiness here. Arms outstretched, feeling good. I was just listening to a reading where she thought of that song "I'm Feeling Good," and so I've had that going through my head. Um, where yeah, it says "I'm feeling good," and I'm feeling good. Ba-dum, 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 ba-dum. Anyway, so feeling really good. Yeah, again, with the arms outstretched, sweet results await. There's a collaboration here that is so sweet, so tender, that enlivens, is that a word? All of your senses, brings everything like to the forefront, where you just, the emotions are running high. You're feeling good. Dang, I love this. Okay. And it's all because of this willingness to be spontaneous. Willingness to do the dishes gets you so far. To do what you don't want to do. Okay, so I'm gonna finish. Yeah, I'm gonna finish with a rune card. This just showed up. I think this was fire signs yesterday. I think so. Now no, not fire signs. That was something else. This was maybe air signs. Just showed up. Um, oh, opened almost right to it. The appearance of this rune suggests that someone or something is currently not meeting your needs or is hindering your chances of fulfillment. The rune the rune is associated with the ancient Nordic need fire, a sacred fire that ancient tribes would light during times of hardship such as poverty, war, disease, or famine. It's possible that you are having a tough time materially or emotionally. You may feel depleted and frustrated and unable to move forward because of these limitations. But it is during times of challenge and hardship that we learn and grow the most. And I'm thinking of the snow and silence. It's like you can't move. You're fated to just deal with something, right? And for a time, there's this quiet, just processing, right? But then there's a lot of growth there that's happening under the surface that you don't necessarily see. The card is urging you to stay patient and not allow self-pity or bitterness to get the better of you. There may be delays, but the hard times will pass and there is light ahead. There's a lot of light ahead. Indeed, sometimes challenges and hardships are absolutely the best way to strengthen our resolve. Yeah, right here. Strengthen our resolve and help us focus on what truly matters in our lives, which is that all the things I said, all the compassion, the support, the respect, the diversity, the authenticity, learning to listen to yourself, truly listen to others. This has been a theme that keeps coming up. Really listening, not just waiting for your turn to talk, but actually spending time holding the space for someone else, sharing a conversation, not just throwing things back and forth at each other and not really taking things in. That's part of the diversity as well. And there's just so much cheer. This is wonderful. Anyway, I'm going to leave it there. Thank you so much for joining me. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day wherever you are in the world. And I will see you on the next video. Mwah. And thanks so much for liking, subscribing, and sharing. And leave a comment if you feel like it.